I was transient from October 2002 till February 2003. I have a diagnosis of major depression and anxiety, and during the course of the months mentioned, I had made some wrong decisions prior to that, and I got evicted from my apartment after living there 6 years.
Philadelphia resident Maria Bottiglieri is recalling a time in her life when difficulties with her mental health led to the loss of her apartment. The result was a several-month struggle with homelessness. About 5,700 people are homeless in Philadelphia, according to the latest city data, and a quarter of them report struggling with mental health. The most difficult cases involve long-term unsheltered people with severe mental illnesses such as schizophrenia. You might see them and wonder how to help, but there are organizations employing evidence-based practices to get them off the street and moving toward a life of wellness. Liberty Resources coordinates support services for clients, internally referred to as consumers, with mental and physical disabilities. Norma Robertson-Dabrowski, nursing home transition coordinator, describes the housing, medical, and casework support they provide for clients being released from nursing home treatment.
Some of the barriers for someone with a mental illness is making sure they're taking their medication and making sure that they have the resource when they do transition out from the nursing home into the community.
Outside of nursing care, the clients are highly vulnerable, but effective support can keep them from falling into homelessness.
We make sure that they are connected with a case manager in the community, and also making sure that they have a physician that's going to follow them in the community to help them with their mental illness.
Studies conducted by researchers who focus on homelessness, such as Dennis Colhane, professor of social policy at the University of Penn, have shown that homeless persons with severe mental illness can be helped significantly and kept off the street with a permanent supportive housing relief strategy. This combines stable independent housing with caretakers and caseworkers who help provide medical and psychiatric care, substance abuse counseling, independent life skills training, job training, and more. Pathways to Housing Pennsylvania serves people who have been homeless for a year or longer and have been diagnosed with a severe mental illness or substance abuse issue.
Well, so for us it is that we start with housing first. And so we'll meet somebody oftentimes on the street. Maybe it's in shelter, or maybe it's in some other sort of location. But for them, it's all going to be defined by that person. Some people, maybe it's just that they need a little bit of support. They need an opportunity to reconnect and reestablish what some of the patterns or some of the things that they had been doing previously. Others had been out for maybe decades or a really, really long time. And for them, we're starting at a much we're starting really at the foundation.
Attentive support staff is what enabled Maria to get back on her feet and return to stable housing. She now also works at Liberty Resources, advocating for persons with mental and physical disabilities.
I was able to work with my psychologist at the time and the social worker that was with the rehab hospital. And between the two gals, I was able to get an apartment where I stayed from February 2003 till December 2007.
Philadelphia's Office of Homeless Services currently endorses a housing-first approach to serving persons who are chronically homeless in the city. Consistent and broadened services using this method show promise in helping a large portion of mentally ill homeless persons who deserve a life of safety, stability, and dignity.
Housing is a basic human right. You don't have the capacity to be able to really work on anything else unless you have a safe, warm place to lay your head, to put your medications, to wake up the next morning and think about how can I keep working on my recovery, unless you have that key, unless you have that door.
For more information on Liberty Resources, please visit libertyresources.org. And for more information on Pathways to Housing Pennsylvania, please visit pathwaystohousingpa.org.